There lived a beggar at a railway station in a city. He used to fill his stomach by begging from the passengers sitting in the trains passing there. One day, while he was begging there, he saw a tall man in a suit and tie. He thought that this man looks very wealthy. If I beg from him, he will definitely give me good money. He started begging from that tall man. Seeing the beggar, the tall man in the suit and tie stopped, looked at him and said, "Do you always keep begging like this, day in and day out? Do you ever, even once, give anything at all, to anyone else?" The beggar replied in a soft, humble tone full of resignation, "Sir, I am just a beggar, a poor soul. I always keep begging from people, and I am just not capable enough to give anything, even the smallest thing, to anyone. I am a businessman, and I only believe in dealings. If you have something to give me, only then I can give you something in return." After saying this, the tall man sat in the train and left. The beggar started thinking about what the tall man had said. The words of that tall man touched the beggar's heart. He began to think that perhaps that's why I don't get much money in alms, because I can't give anything in return. But I am a beggar, not even capable of giving anything to anyone. But how long will I just keep asking from people without giving anything in return? After much thought, the beggar decided that whoever gives him alms, he will definitely give something to that person in return. But now the question in his mind was that he himself is a beggar. So what can he give others in exchange for alms? 2 days passed thinking about this, but he had not found an answer to his question. On the third day, while he was sitting near the station, he spotted some flowers blooming on the plants around the station. He thought, why not give something like flowers in return for alms to people? He liked his idea, and he picked some flowers from there. Now he went to beg on the train, and whenever someone gave him alms, he would give them some flowers in return. People happily kept those flowers with them. Now, the beggar would pluck flowers every day and distribute them in exchange for alms. Within a few days, he realized that many more people started giving him alms. He used to pluck all the flowers near the station. As long as he had flowers, many people would give him alms. But when he ran out of flowers to distribute, he wouldn't receive any alms. This continued every day. One day, as he was begging, he saw the tall man sitting on the train who had inspired him to give flowers in exchange for alms. He immediately reached the person and begged, saying, "Today I have some flowers to give you. Please give me alms in return. I will give you some flowers." The tall person gave him some money as alms, and the beggar gave him some flowers. The tall person liked this very much. He said, "Wow, what a thing. Today you have also become a merchant like me." Saying this, the tall person took the flowers and got off at his station. But what the tall person had said once again sank into the beggar's heart. He kept thinking about the words said by the tall person and became very happy. His eyes now began to sparkle. He felt that now he had found the key to success by which he could change his life. He immediately got off the train and excitedly looked up at the sky and shouted loudly, "I am not a beggar. I am a merchant. I can also become rich." People saw him and thought that maybe this beggar had gone mad, and from the next day, that beggar was never seen at the station again. But 6 months later at the same station, 2 men dressed in suits were traveling. Both looked at each other, and one of them shook hands with the other and said, "Did you recognize me?" The other person said, "No, because according to me, we are meeting for the first time." The first person said, "No, you remember, we are meeting for the 3rd time, not the first." The other person said, "I don't remember. By the way, When did we meet the first 2 times? Now the first person smiled and said, We have met twice before on this same train. I am the same beggar whom you told during the first meeting what I should do in life. And in the second meeting, you explained to me who I really am. The second person smiled and said in amazement, Oh, I remember now. You are the same beggar whom I once refused to give alms, and the second time I bought some flowers from you. But today where are you going in this suit and what are you doing these days? Then the first person said, I am still the same, but today I am a big flower trader, and I am going to another city for business purposes. After pausing for a moment, he spoke again. In our first meeting, you told me about the rule of nature that we receive only when we give something. This rule of transactions really works. I have felt it very well. But I always considered myself just a beggar, never thinking beyond that. And when I met you for the second time, you told me that I had become a businessman. Now I understood that I was not really a beggar, but had become a businessman. I realized why people were giving me so much alms. They were not giving me alms, but were actually paying for the price of those flowers. Everyone was buying my flowers because where else would they find cheaper flowers? In the eyes of the people, I was a small merchant, but in my eyes, I was just a beggar. After you told me, I realized I am a small merchant. With the money I collected from distributing flowers on the train, I bought many flowers and became a flower merchant. People here love flowers, and this very love made me a big flower merchant today. Both merchants were now happy and got off together when they reached the station, continuing to talk about their business as they moved forward. Friends, we can learn a lot from this story. The tall merchant knew the give and take rule very well. All the big merchants in the world have succeeded using this life principle. He also shared this formula with the beggar. The beggar adopted this natural rule, and its effect became clearly visible in his life. He changed his thinking, and his life changed. This story tells us that if we change our thinking, we can achieve anything. If we continue to consider ourselves small, we will always remain small. To become big, we need to change our thinking and think big about ourselves. The essence of the story is that success is hidden in your thinking. Awaken your self-respect, broaden your mindset, and see how you reach the pinnacle of success.